Hello students, today is 28th February and this day is very special to the scientists because it is National Science Day. This day is to mark the discovery of Raman effect by an Indian physicist, Sir C.V. Raman. He received Nobel Prize for his invention. We all know that our founder president His Holiness Sri Vibhudeshatirtha Swamiji always wished that any of the students of Purna Prajna becomes the Nobel laureate. So, it is your duty to work hard and contribute something to the society. In our day-to-day activities, we come across many interesting facts which leads to the invention. From the time we wake up in the morning till we go to bed, we enjoy all the luxuries. This is because of inventions due to necessity. You enjoy watching TV, playing games in the mobile, etc. because of technology. Science and technology are interrelated. Science has played important role in curing diseases. Thus, our life without science is nothing. So, understand the importance of science and promise to contribute to our society through inventions. To make this day more special, our teachers, including all the language teachers, demonstrated experiments which are recorded. Watch this video and enjoy the program. Thank you.
A warm greetings to all. You know that today is a very special day. Feb 28th is a very special day for us because on this day we celebrate it as a National Science Day. You know why we celebrate this as National Science Day? This is because to mark our respect to a great physicist of India, that is Sir C.V. Raman. You know, you have heard about Raman effect. For this remarkable discovery, he was awarded the prestigious Nobel Prize in the year 1930. And to pay respect to this great scientist, this day, that is February 28, is observed as National Science Day. The first National Science Day was celebrated in the year 1987. The objective of celebrating National Science Day, as we know, to develop the scientific temper in all the children, to be inculcate that scientific attitude in them. You know that we are the integral part of science. We are not separated from science. If we just look into our life day in and day out, we use everything related with science. Okay, we cannot separate, even when you talk about the subject, we cannot separate one branch of science from the other because they're all interrelated. Okay, that's the reason why we celebrate the National Science Day every year. One is to develop scientific temper and inculcate a scientific attitude in the children, and also to make them to get to know what is science. Okay, how one can have the scientific approach, and also they should be aware of various progress that is taking place in the scientific field, various technological field, right? So they should be made aware. For all this purpose, we observe National Science Day. This year, we have also taken an initiative to celebrate the National Science Day a little bit different from every year, because every year we used to have our students performing or giving exhibitions, everything. But this year, as it is a very special year, so it is a bit different. As you know, we don't have students coming to school, so we were wondering how to make this day a memorable day. That's when our principal madam gave us the idea, okay, let all the teachers give one experiment and let us do it for the sake of students, because even they should also know that in no way science is different from other subject. You take any subject, they all get interconnected. So keeping in this view, she asked the teachers to conduct one experiment on any topic, whether it is physics, chemistry or biology, and all the teachers were so much excited and they were thrilled because they thought, okay, I'm a Kannada teacher or I'm a But you'll be surprised to know that each teachers have given such a wonderful experiment, and they were so very excited. They were so very enthusiastic to know that okay, such nice things have been learned. We thought okay, science is only fixed to one classroom. No, it is correlated to our life. They were surprised that friction, like one of the teachers, they have taken the topic friction. Friction, they were surprised that even if at all I want to brush my teeth, that frictional force is required, okay? And they could relate that, okay, friction is there in our body also. Wherever movement is there, friction is there, right? So that also it made them to realize, and they were really happy and, as I told you, super excited. Not only that, we also saw that how physics, chemistry and biology it is interrelated. Even you will be seeing that social teacher conducting an experiment, and she was surprised, okay, we can also identify different types of gases with their characteristic nature. So it is really good, and hope you like. Maybe the experiment may not be very great experiment, maybe a simple experiment, but we have taken a little measure, smaller step to give you something which is there available in our lab, because we cannot go outside and procure all these materials. With whatever is available, we have done it. Do appreciate the efforts from the teacher, and we all the teachers thank our principal who always encouraged us and being a support. Thank you.
Hi students. As you can see, the topic here is written as light. Do you all know that you can see any object only when the light falls on that object, and when it reflects on your eyes, then you can see any object, right? You all know that. And whenever you stand in front of the mirror, you can see your image because of light. You can have a small experiment with that. What is that? You stand in front of a mirror and you just switch off the lights when it is dark. During night, you can see that there is nothing is seen, that there is no image is seen in the mirror. What's the reason? Because we need light to see anything. It's a very interesting topic. That's the reason I have selected this for my experiments. See, I have drawn here regular reflection and irregular reflection. What are these? See, whenever the light rays falls on a plane surface, it reflects those rays back in a regular manner. That's the reason it is called as regular reflection or specular reflection. Whereas, whenever the surface is not even, if it is not plane, then the reflection of those rays are not regular. They are irregular. For this, I have done an experiment. So, let us watch that. What is that experiment? Here we have done an experiment to show that light rays bounces back when it hits a plane surface. For that we have taken a mirror. A mirror is kept in front of a comb, and there is a laser light which is kept in front of the comb. The light rays from the laser passes through the comb and it falls on the mirror and it bounces back. The same set you can see over here, that the laser light, which is the light rays passing through the comb, can be seen, and it falls on the plane surface, that is a mirror, and it bounces back. Now we have changed the position or the direction of the mirror so that you can see there are two sets of rays. One incident ray, that is starting from the source of light, a laser light. When it hits the mirror, it bounces back. The rays which are bouncing back are called as reflected ray. Whenever the position of the mirror goes on changing, the angle between the incident and the reflected ray changes, that it increases. To show this experiment, I am using two colored lights. Once I am using blue color light and for the next time I am using red colored light.
What is next? I have taken one more topic, multiple refraction. For this, once again, I am going to exhibit you one more experiment. Yes, I have written multiple reflection. What do you mean by that? Multiple. That means so many times. That means images are seen many a times. When is this possible? See, I have two mirrors with me. Whenever you keep them at some angle, whenever they are kept together at certain angles, then you can see images. See, whenever you keep two mirrors at an angle of 90 degrees, you always can see three images. Okay. At the same time, whenever you keep two mirrors parallel to each other where the angle is 0 degree, then you can see multiple images. That is multiple reflection. For that, I am going to show you an experiment. Before that, I'll just let you
How is this possible? Now see, if they are kept at an angle of 90 degree, then if two mirrors are kept at an angle of 90 degree, then the formula for that is 360 divided by 90 minus 1. That is 4 minus 1. That means you are going to see 3 images. In the same way, when this is 0 degree, that means the two mirrors are kept at an angle of 0 degree. What is that you are observing? Multiple images. So many images you can see. Isn't it? But whereas, whenever we have different angles here, using that angle, you can just find out how many images can we see. So, I am showing you 2 experiments. That is, one when they are kept at 90 degree and the other one multiple reflections. That is, you can see so many images when 2 mirrors are kept at parallel. Okay, let us watch it and come.
As I told you, when 2 mirrors are kept at an angle of 90 degree, we can see 3 images. And when the angle is 0 or mirrors are parallel to each other, then you can see multiple images. Here you can see multiple images. 2 mirrors are parallel to each other and you can see so many images, multiple images. You all know that white light splits into 7 colors. You have seen that when it rains, isn't it? Yes, that is rainbow. Now you can see this through this experiment. The mirror helps you to reflect the image and water helps you to split the white light into 7 colors, as you call it as a vibreur. And you can see those colors here. This is called as dispersion of light. All the 7 colors you can see here. Yes, that is because the sunlight is falling on the water. That is, the mirror is kept. Here I have done a small activity which is very fun. Here there are 2 glasses which are supporting a syringe to hold, so that we are passing that light ray through a small drop of water. Do you know what am I trying to do here? That the light ray is passed through that small drop of water to see that what does it contain, what that water drop contains. Do you all know that water has all bacteria, protozoa, etc., isn't it? That is what I want to show here. You can see there. Yes. Now, what we will do is that I am going to wash my hands, and that water is used for this experiment. See that we are just washing the hands, and that water will be collected through the syringe. And that water will be utilized or used for our experiment. Now you can see that what does it contain. Can you see? Dust particles are moving. Actually, it is a small activity. Instead of watching through the microscope, if you just make a small like this, you can see that all those dust particles moving in that through this, it acts as a small microscope. You can say that it's a mini microscope. You can try this activity at home. Thank you, children. Bye.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜರುಗುವಂತಹ ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಎಂದರೇನು? ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸುವಾಗ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತಹ ಇಂಗಾಲದ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್, ನೀರು ಮತ್ತು ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಉಪಯೋಗಗಳೇನೆಂದರೆ, ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇಂಗಾಲದ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ಅದನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣಾ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸುವುದರಿಂದ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಷ್ಣತೆಯ ಮಟ್ಟ ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತಹ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೂಲ ಆಹಾರ ಇದು ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯೋಗದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು: ಬೀಕರ್, ಒಂದು ಫನಲ್, ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್, ಹೈಡ್ರಲಾ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ನೀರು ಹಾಗೂ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನೇಟ್. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಈ ಬೀಕರ್ಗೆ ಭರ್ತಿಯಾಗುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಂತರ ಈ ಫನಲನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಈ ಹೈಡ್ರಲಾ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಜೋಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೀಕರ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಂತರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತಹ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನೇಟನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಭರ್ತಿ ಆಗುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಗಾಳಿಯು ಹೊರ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಫನಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದಾದ ನಂತರ ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಗಂಟೆಯ ಕಾಲ ಈ ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬಿಸಿಲಿಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಇಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, 1 ಗಂಟೆಯ ನಂತರ ಇದನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಹೇಗೆ ಗಮನಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಂದರೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ನೀರಿನ ಗುಳ್ಳೆಗಳು, ಈ ನೀರಿನ ಗುಳ್ಳೆಗಳು ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣಾ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿದಾಗ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು.
ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಗಂಟೆಯ ಕಾಲ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬಿಸಿಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುವಂತಹ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಿಲ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಇದನ್ನು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ತೆಗೆಯಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರುವ ಅನಿಲ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗದೇ ಇರೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರುವ ಅನಿಲವನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಅನಿಲವನ್ನು ಈ ಒತ್ತಿರುವ ಗಂಧದ ಕಡ್ಡಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರೋ ಅನಿಲವನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಗಂಧದ ಕಡ್ಡಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಉಜ್ವಲವಾಗಿ ಉರಿಯುತ್ತಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವಾಗಿರುವುದು ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಎಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ದ್ಯುತಿ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ನಡೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಹಾಕುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
Hello everyone. We all know that sound is a form of energy. Sound is produced by the vibration of particles. The vibration produced creates the pressure which travels in different medium like air, water, wood, metal and many more. Sound travels in the form of waves with region of compression and rarefaction, that is the region of high pressure and low pressure. If we say sound is a mechanical energy, then it has to do some work. Yes, sound does work. How? We shall visualize it with the help of simple experiments. Now let us see sound. Yes, you heard it right. Let us see sound. In this activity, I have taken an empty tin can with both the ends open. To one of the end, I have just covered it with the rubber balloon and I have pasted the mirror, the plain mirrors. With the help of speaker, I will play the loud music, and with the help of laser light, when I make the light to be incident on the mirror, it gets reflected back onto the wall. As I vary the frequency of the sound, we can see different patterns of sound on the wall. Let us visualize it.
Beats, coconut drops or triumphant leaf. Sound check!
Let the bass kick.
In the previous activity, we saw the different patterns of sound waves formed on the wall with the help of laser light. In this activity, we are going to watch the different patterns again formed by these fine sand particles. I have just taken the box, I have placed a speaker inside it. These fine sand particles on the sheet, when I cover with the fine sand over the speaker, again according to the frequency of sound, we can see the various patterns formed by the sand.
Coconut beats, coconut drops or triumphant leaf. Sound check!
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Here we can see the different patterns formed by the sound particles, and even the paper is vibrating. You can see the sand particles moving all over.
Check this out.
this happens because when the sound is produced, there is sound energy produced which is passing through the air, and hence it's making the sand particles to vibrate. Thus, we can say that mechanical work is done by the sound waves. These are the tuning forks of different frequency range. These two are called the prongs of the tuning fork, and this is the handle of the tuning fork. When we hit the prongs of the tuning fork hard to the surface of the rubber pad, and you can see the vibration of the fork, of the prongs of the tuning fork, and hence we can hear the sound due to its vibration.
What are you doing, Sonu? I was trying to hold this bottle with this pencil, but it's not possible. Okay, I will show you my magic. Now you can hold this bottle. Yes, what magic you did? Actually, before rice was less in this water, that's why friction less. Now I felt some more rice in this water, that's why friction more. Or you can easily hold this bottle with this pencil. You observe that if you are pulling these two books, you can't separate it. The reason behind this is the friction. The force opposes the motion or tendency of motion between two surfaces in contact is called force of friction. Friction plays a vital role in our daily life. Without friction, we are handicapped. We can walk without falling is because of frictional force. Imagine, if there is no frictional force, can you walk? No. If you start walking, you will slip and fall. Horse cannot pull a cart without friction. Like that, without friction, we cannot write on the paper or board. We cannot stop the moving vehicle. Now I will show you type of friction with simple experiments. They are static friction, sliding friction, rolling friction and fluid friction. Friction is the force of friction on an object that is not moving. Now, you can see we have a bundle of books here. When we push it gently, it cannot move because of the frictional force between books and the table, hence it remains stable. When we apply more force, the books will move as the force applied is more than the frictional force. Rubbing of hands causes heat due to friction, which keep our hand warm. This type friction is called sliding friction. Rolling of ball or wheel on the ground is example for rolling friction. This is the weakest friction.
Now let's see what role does friction plays in static electricity. So static electricity will produce when two objects will rub each other. So here is the experiment to show what is static electricity. Now I will rub this balloon to his hair. So while rubbing, the balloon will get negative charge and the hair will get positive charge. Two opposite charges will attract each other. So now let's see how beautifully the balloon is attracting the hair. Hope you can see. See? The static electricity
is an imbalance of electric charges within or on the surface of the material. Now you can see the water is attracting the balloon. Before showing this balloon near the water, I rub this water on my hair. So it is the friction between two objects that generates attraction between objects leading to charge transfer. The charges remains until it is able to move away from the material of an electric current or electric discharge.
You know, sir, there is a spirit in this room. I don't believe you are telling like, I'll show you. Then you will believe. No, I won't believe anything. Right? I'll show you. Magic. If spirit is there, it will fly.
Even I have a magic to show you.
What magic?
Okay, let me see how bad is your breath.
My breath. Bad. Really? Okay, let us see. What should I do?
Take this and blow.
I'm getting doubt. Maybe my breath is bad.
I think even mine also. See? Mine also.
Wow. See? Okay. Continue. Wow. Look at this, Hamsa. I think mine is, as you told, I think I have a bad breath. Okay, let me continue. Hamsa, I have bad breath. I have to go to dentist.
Okay, better you go first to the dentist. No, you don't go to any dentist, right? What I have done, you know, I added sodium hydroxide solution and phenolphthalein. Okay, so this phenolphthalein has turned the sodium hydroxide base into
Pink
color. Okay, and when you blow air into this solution, you know, this carbon dioxide. That is when you blow carbon dioxide.
Yeah, you know, when we give out, during respiration, we give out carbon dioxide. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and this is into the water and it gives into carbonic acid. So this is the magic.
Oh, I know. Biology and chemistry. Yeah, I love chemistry. So then we tested our breath, right? Whether we have a bad breath or a good breath. So actually what we did, we had taken sodium hydroxide, which is a base. You know very well, when you take phenolphthalein indicator, it turns pink, indicating it's a base. So what we did, we blew. Okay, you can see Hamsa, it has turned colorless, indicating the carbon dioxide which is released as dissolved in water, forming carbonic acid. Carbonic acid and sodium hydroxide reacts to form a neutral solution. Carbonic acid, sodium hydroxide which is base, acid plus base reacts to form salt and water. I'll try one more time. Almost it is. So if you continue doing it, it becomes colorless. Okay. I hope you understood that experiment. And about that spirit, it is the convection current actually. When we heat, the air gets heated up and it will move upward. Okay. So when we lighted the tea bags, the air surrounding the tea bags got heated up and it became lighter and it started to move upward, carrying the tea bag, thus giving a result as though a spirit is present. It is a convection current. There is one more magic for you. Let us see what is that magic. I hope you will understand. You know, sir, like how you showed me that magical solution, like that I have one more magical solution.
What magic solution?
This has such a powerful magic. It has such a powerful power you take anything, break it and you put it into it, I can get back that into its original shape. Such power it has. I'll show you. Wait, let me break this. It has such a power. Okay. It has so much of power. Just putting this into this container, I can get back something new, totally new. See, I put it. I didn't put full also. I have put only a piece. Now, this has such power. You'll be shocked to see I'm getting a conical flask. So that is the power of this solution. Not only conical flask, I can get venom. I can get even a test tube out of it. Isn't this a magical solution? But we know there's no magic in science. We know what is the reason, right? What is the reason? This is because both the glass and the oil here has same refractive index. I'll show you now. Okay. Now let us take this beaker. Let me put it here into the other beaker and let me pour this oil into it. And you can see how slowly it is disappearing. Can you see now? You cannot see, right? Same thing when I put the test tube also, isn't it? When I put the test tube also, let me take the test tube. Let me put it into this. I am putting into this. And you cannot see the test tube, right? Can you see the test tube? Totally it is disappear, vanished, right? That is because of same refractive index. I hope you understood this experiment. Okay, thank you. As you all know, during chemical reaction, different types of gases are released. Okay, and now let us know what gases are released through an experiment. Okay, to conduct this experiments, I have taken a small beaker, a zinc, and a hydrochloric acid. Okay, let us understand, and I will show through an experiment. Firstly, I have taken the zinc and I am putting that into a small beaker. Okay, and adding a diluted hydrochloric acid. Okay. So, you heard. From this you can understand that there is oxygen, hydrogen, when it splinters, when the splinter is come closer to it, it pops. Okay. So we saw in the previous experiment carried out by Hamza ma'am, that is how to identify a hydrogen gas. So when you bring a burning splinter, if it makes a pop sound, it's a hydrogen gas. Now let us see how to identify if the released gas is oxygen or carbon dioxide with a simple experiment. For this I have taken baking soda, which is nothing but sodium bicarbonate, and I have vinegar, which is nothing but acetic acid. Here I have taken hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, and have potassium iodide. So let us begin the experiment. So you can see that when I take the burning splinter, it is put off. So you know why it is put off? Because the released gas is carbon dioxide. Now let me see which gas is released here. See, it is blue which indicates the released gas is oxygen. Can you see now? Right? Can you see? The burning splinter. See. Okay, so it is burning brightly, and whereas here, when it put, it is put off. So the released gas here is carbon dioxide, that is baking soda reacts with acetic acid releasing carbon dioxide, and here the hydrogen peroxide reacts with the potassium iodide releasing oxygen. That's why it burned brightly. I hope you understood how to identify all the three.
Hi, I am Sampaya, basically a social science teacher. On account of National Science Day, I am showing some activities which appears as illusion to our eyes. Here is the first one, a piece of paper on which two arrows drawn is kept behind the glass. Both the arrows are pointing towards the same direction. Now let's pour some water into the glass. See, the direction of arrow appears to be changed. Magic, isn't it? Yes. Now, the next activity. Here is another glass full of water, and he puts a pencil into it. Yes. Right. Pencil appears to be bent inside the water. There is one more trick in my mind, for which I take a third glass and a lemon. Look at the actual size of the lemon carefully. Here, he immersed it into the water. Oh, doesn't it appear slightly bigger? Yes. In all these activities, visual effect is due to phenomenon of light refraction. We know light travels along straight line in a transparent medium, but when it travels from one transparent medium to another, some of the light reflects back, while some passes through the other medium. However, its speed varies in different media. Here, light slows down as it passes from air to water. The light that strikes obliquely to the surface of the second medium bends as the boundary between two media, whereas the light that strikes the surface area exactly perpendicular along the straight line of light or change in the path of light while traveling from one transparent to another is called refraction of light. How is refraction applicable in our lives? Yes, it is. The camera lens that I am using to shoot this video uses refraction. Moreover, our eye has a lens which refracts light to form clear image of objects on the retina. As a result, we can see those objects clearly. Also, the optical instruments like binoculars, microscopes, telescopes all have lenses that refracts light to form measures.
Thank you for watching the video. Please hit the like button.